So I am on the phone with my good friend Jerry Parker. Jerry Parker is a licensed clinical social worker. He's been uh, doing alcohol evaluations, substance abuse evaluations for longer than I have been an attorney. And so one of the most common questions that the clients of this law firm ask is, what should I expect at the alcohol evaluation? And so I'm tired of explaining it. I thought I would go to the source. So, Mr. Parker, the person listening to this is typically going to be a client of the firm, and they probably either have an appointment with you or they're going to be setting up an appointment. Can you kind of just walk us through that whole process, trying to make the clients put them at ease a little bit?
Yes. What I do basically when I talk to them on the phone, I kind of tell them what to expect at that time. But most of them have a lot of fear and look at this as some form of punishment or subverting them some way and really going against their grain. And they don't. The lack of trust is there. So a couple of things I do is I do try to build up the trust immediately with the clients. I do make them comfortable. I do not ask anything personal up front in the beginning. A lot of times I do joke with clients and I get more information that way than if I had it in a formal sense. So my approach is very informal, and I want them to be relaxed. And I tell them I can pretty much tell you at the end of our session today what to expect in the future and how Marc or any attorney would use this evaluation. And we kind of go from there. And normally I have no trouble. I also, if they're agreeable to that, have not quite a therapy dog, but a dog that they can relax with. And probably 80% of the people I get have pets. And that helps them relax also. So
I did not know you had Did you have a pet over there? I might come hang out with you. That's amazing.
It's a golden retriever rescue. We've had him for about 10 years on this one, and we've had about 6 altogether. But this dog he's very, very friendly. He was beat for 2 years, never socialized with people or a dog. And we had a heck of a time with him, but he's a super dog now. And people really, he comes in and joins us, and people relax. Again, I do not do this in a formal sense. I find that I get a lot more information from people when it's informal. And also, I do tell them that I had my own experiences years ago. Most of the time, I was in a lot more difficulty than they are today. I also tell them that especially Mr. Lopez is the best attorney in town. And I do stress that a lot with people. I was totally amazed about 2 months ago. I had a man on Monday night and another man on Tuesday night. Both of them had chosen Mr. Lopez. And I said, you got the best attorney in town. And both of them said, that's what my attorney said. I was flabbergasted. And I said, pardon me. And they said, I went to my attorney and he said, you're better off getting Mr. Lopez for this than using me. And I heard that from 2 people in two different times, 2 separate people. The other thing, I've had several people with the trust already built in from Mr. Lopez's office because when they arrive, they have maybe on their second offense saying, I wouldn't get anybody else in the city besides Mr. Lopez. And I've also heard very, very good comments about Brittany York and how she's tried to work with people and their fears and what to expect from this evaluation.
Well, Jerry, we're doing this by telephone, but if you were in person with me, you would see me blushing, and I really respect you. To hear you say that, it means a lot, man. And
well,
it
is yeah, it is true. Uh, I've several people have spoken so highly of you, and quite a few have talked very highly of Brittany York. So that's really impressive. The other thing I do is I'm not doing this for the money in the sense that I'm going to put them in a program that's going to turn around and get me money, or I'm going to put them in a program just because maybe we had a rough patch during our interview. I try to look at people. If you do not have a severe, mild, or moderate problem, they may just do education and not putting them in treatment when they don't really have a problem other than the event that occurred that got them here in the first place.
I appreciate that because I've always felt you've dealt our clients a very fair hand, and I've been doing this for more than, I think I'm in my 11th year of practice doing basically DUI.
Yeah.
I've seen some evaluators, I've seen some places, the person needs first offense pulled over for a tail light out, and I'm not a professional, but you see the same people, they need 16 weeks intensive outpatient treatment, and I just really feel like you give people a legitimate, you want to listen to what they're saying, you care about what's going on with their lives, you recognize that people make mistakes. It doesn't automatically mean they need intensive outpatient or they need to live on some campus. Or I've always thought you've taken time, and I've always appreciated that, and it means a lot.
Well, I thank you very much. I appreciate all the referrals, but this really kind of saves my life. I retired for 3 days. I ate about 850 long donuts and thought, my God, I need to find a hobby. And you happened to call like a day or two after that, just asking, do you still do assessments? And it's kind of built up from there. It gives me something to do and occupies my time because, I just can't keep eating long donuts every day for the rest of my life. I am going to check your chicken sandwiches that you had an article about Popeyes and the other one, Chick-fil-A. I haven't done that yet.
The Popeyes is so much better, and it's more calories though too. I appreciate you taking care of my clients. I mean, it means so much to me. And
thank you.
I tell everybody, he's the hardest working guy I know. He almost, when you send me those emails at like 5:30, you're beating me up sometimes because I feel like I'm the earliest riser in the world, but you're sending me completed work. And so that's an inside joke between Jerry and I. He works really hard. Thank you so much. And any parting words for anybody listening to this who maybe have a little bit of maybe nervousness before coming to you?
I just would ask people to please just look at this as I'm trying to help them. Marc Lopez and Brittany are trying to help them. We are not trying to punish anybody. At one time, and I'll bring this up, and there was one of the city courts years ago when I had my offices, and I went to them and said, I've never got a referral. Am I doing something wrong, etc.? And their words to me were, you are not punitive enough that we would use you. And I said, my job is not to be punitive. They've got a prosecuting attorney, a judge, a probation officer, a policeman. My job is to hopefully offer some help for somebody. And there's been several times also that I have told people after I see them, if you do have a problem, you want to pick up a drink or you want to pick up whatever that substance may be, please give me a call, give me 5 minutes with you, and then after that, do what you want. But please give me a call and let's go from there. And hopefully, you will not pick up that mood-altering chemical, whatever it may be.
I will, you know, we're going to end this right soon, but I just want to say the clients appreciate that. And I've had clients reach out to me and tell me that the assessment, but also just your willingness to care, they really feel like their life has changed because of meeting you. And
God, that's neat to hear. It really is. I'm going to put it in my journal.
you know, it's humbling to me too, because I'm over here trying to do the legal part, and to hear that, and the idea that you are taking such good care of my clients, you know, whether you're innocent, whether you made a mistake, or whether you know whatever, I want to make sure that anybody that deals with the police and they come out ahead. And so even cases where I know I'm going to beat the case, or I know there's an issue, or I know there's messed up, I still tell my clients, go get the evaluation, because if you have a problem, figure it out now. If you don't have a problem, you're just going to look like an amazing rock star to the prosecutor, to the judge. I can't stress enough, Jerry is the nicest man I've ever met, and he's also he's one of the hardest working gentlemen too. So if I've asked you, or my staff has asked you, or one of my associate attorneys have asked you to go talk to Jerry, you don't need to call me to verify. Just do it. Jerry is amazing. Thank you, Mr. Parker, for your time. I know it's valuable. You have a great rest of the day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye now.